So this is what you need to make this ring. You'll need 18 gauge half hard round wire. You'll need a bead. I'm using a 6mm round bead, but other beads would work too. You'll need a ring mandrel, wire cutters, chain nose pliers, and round nose pliers. So to get started, I'm going to cut about 10 inches for this ring. And then I'm going to grab my bead and slide it on the wire. And then we're just going to find the middle of the wire. So I usually just kind of do this by pulling together the ends and then kind of pulling gently on the other side. But actually we're going to be bending this wire so that the bead is right in the middle, and then kind of straightening out this wire. So you may want to come in with chain nose pliers and make a straighter bend here. So you have the bead in the middle of the wire. So now we're going to grab our ring mandrel, and we're going to wrap this ring. It is an adjustable ring, but so I like to make it about a size smaller because it's easier to adjust the ring to larger than it is to make it smaller again. So kind of go a size smaller than you want to make, and you'll kind of line up the bead, which is in the middle, on that size. And then you're just going to wrap this wire around, and then the two ends are going to end up on each side. Okay. So when you're doing this, kind of make sure you pull everything tight, and then just sort of straighten out the wire so it's not crooked or anything. And in fact, I'm going to make my middle, I'm going to kind of pull it off and make the middle a little bit smaller, and just sort of straighten everything out. Then I'm just gonna, if your ends ended up a little bit not even, I'm just going to cut the ends and make them even. And you also want to make sure you do a flush cut. So if you've seen my other videos, you know that that's the kind of the back of the wire cutters make a flush cut. The front make a pinch cut. So to make a nice straight flush cut, you just want to go ahead and use that back side toward what you're cutting. Alright, so now this ring is really customizable. You can really do whatever you want with it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two spirals on the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can make other shapes. You could do kind of whatever you would like. So to make a spiral, you hold the wire in these are round nose pliers, and you want the wire to be at the top of the pliers but not poking through, so you can run your finger over, and then you're just going to wrap around the pliers and twist your wrist away as far as it will go, readjust, and then finish. So you kind of make this loop that looks like a P, and I'm making mine going away from the ring. And then on the other side, I'm just going to go ahead and start the spiral, so you can kind of see that the other side will go away in the other direction. So they're facing opposite directions. And then to make a spiral, you grab your chain nose pliers, or you can use flat nose, and you're going to hold that loop in the pliers. And then you're just going to spiral around. So I'm just sort of taking my left hand and bending up, and I'm also kind of moving my wrist around with the pliers too. And you just keep readjusting and twisting. you can just keep on going. If you do not want the spiral to be as big as the one I'm making, if you just want a smaller one, you'd cut more wire off before you would start the spiral. So that's one side, and then you just repeat for the other side. Just checking where I'm at. Sometimes if you start to go a little crooked, it's wire, so you can kind of bend it back the way you want it. So that's what I was just checking to see how that was going. And just kind of finish up here. And I want my spirals to be kind of even with that middle bead. Again, you could maybe not want that. You could experiment and do what you want. And that is the ring. So this is kind of a big ring, and as you see, it goes up to my knuckle, but I still can bend my finger. You may want to make your spiral smaller, like I said, and if you kind of mess up how the circular, ring portion, like it's not quite a circle anymore, then you could just put it back on the ring mandrel and fix it. So that is the ring.